Welcome everyone to NR Truck Night in America, live here from Kentucky Motor Speedway for race 23 out of 28 on the season, and race 5 of the Gainbridge Truck Series Chase, and the Firecracker 400. Folks, we're glad to have you here kicking off your 4th of July weekend here at Kentucky Motor Speedway under the lights here for our patriotic race of the season here for the Firecracker 400. Like I said, it's 4th of July weekend. We got a lot of racing after this one tonight, and this is the first race to kick it off. We got the early slot here, but it's going to be a great one here. 67 laps here for Kentucky Motor Speedway. And once again, folks, it's Charlie Davenport here in the booth. And once again, I'm joined by NS Racing owner and former driver Nathan Stapleton here for this race at Kentucky. And Nathan, boy, oh boy, did we see a wild race at Dover last weekend. And now coming into this weekend at Kentucky, a very interesting qualifying Thursday night or last night. And now coming into tonight, what are you expecting?
Yeah, it was a very interesting qualifying session last night, and it's definitely going to be interesting of how this all plays out. We have some unexpected drivers up towards the front, and we got some very talented chase drivers, a bunch of them, starting in the middle of the field here, and it's definitely going to be interesting. Kentucky's a very fun racetrack, mile and a half, different ends on each end. 1 and 2 has more banking than 3 and 4, but like I said, there's a lot of chase drives in the middle of the field, but you can easily work your way through this. It's a easier mile and a half to work your way through the field, and it's gonna be interesting how this all shakes out. Hopefully, we have a normal race here with not too many cautions like Dover last
Yeah.
week, and hopefully we just have it one out and see who the best of the best is here tonight on
Yeah.
4th of July weekend.
Yeah, and as you were saying, different ends of the track. The ends of the track are different here at Kentucky, as you see in our track overview, and that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for some of these drivers. They likely will have a more preferred corner that they want to make their moves on, whether it's turns 1 through 2 or 3 through 4. I've typically seen so far that it's a little hard to make a move into turn number 1, but it's just that inside line not as strong as it would be on through turns 3 and 4. So it's going to really depend on how this race goes here tonight. 95 degrees here at Kentucky. It's going to be a hot one here, Nathan, for these drivers, especially on this weekend with all the things going on. So it's going to be a hot one for the drivers tonight, especially here. Um, and of course, we saw last year Peter Onjak get the win for Front Row Motorsports, one of his more defining wins of the chase last season that led to his championship run. So maybe tonight we see somebody win who might kickstart that run to their championship. Of course, your driver Caleb Rose is on the pole here tonight. So this is his home race as well. So I know that's pretty exciting for you guys. Um, but I think with no further ado, Nathan, let's head down trackside here at Kentucky Motor Speedway and go over our point standing or our chase standings and go over some drivers to look out for heading into this race. And folks, as we welcome you trackside here at Kentucky Motor Speedway, we got quite a few things to go over coming into this race here tonight. But let's begin with our chase standings coming into tonight. Last weekend, we saw Ricky LaFleur at Dover kind of get lucky in that race, Nathan, as he extended his points lead as all the guys behind him had just numerous issues. Um, and it was quite the interesting race to review. Like, we know your guy Caleb Rose, Aaron Abel, and Angel Gutierrez, and all. I mean, even Matthew Hubert. All four of those guys have been really close contenders with Ricky LaFleur in the chase so far. Even Ronnie Halger, who got the win, so he's closer to his teammate. But for terms of everybody else ran into some issues. We saw Caleb Rose and Matthew Hubert collide in that incident, and then Angel Gutierrez and Avery Alford both have issues in pit strategy. And that's kind of been the name of the game for the chase for Racing Motorsports. Pit strategy has been screwing them over a bunch of times. Aaron Abel led the most laps in last week's race, but unfortunately did not come home with the win. So LaFleur gets a little bit lucky last week's. He's got about a 40-point lead on Ronnie Halger, and Halger's starting in the midfield here tonight. So with LaFleur starting in that third row there, on the inside of Terry Bull, this is going to be a very interesting race here because for a bunch of guys, you know that 82 is going to need to have some issues if they want to have a chance at getting back into this title fight here. And we also saw guys like Alexander Rowe. Rowe's DNF 3 out of the 4 races so far in the chase this season. Um, Starting just outside the top 10 here tonight. It's going to be a very interesting race for that 7 team. Even if they get a win, I mean, it's gonna be like a scenario where this 7 team needs to get at least wins for the rest of the chase, which is kind of hard to do here in the Gainbridge Truck Series. But looking at the points, Nathan, or looking at the chase standings, Nathan, what's your kind of thoughts and what are your expectations coming into this race here tonight?
Well, my thoughts are is that it's very hard to beat those Rebels trucks. Wanyalga and Ricky LaFleur 1-2 in the standings, and just look at their results: second, sixth, third, first, 37 first. Crazy numbers from those two right now, and it's gonna be hard to beat them in this chase. But with some of them not running that well here tonight, it's gonna be interesting of how it all shakes out. But I really like Man Abel. He's been so strong this year, but he's not capitalized on it. Only 2 wins. He probably should have four, honestly. And he's led so many laps, and I know he's still in the middle of the field like so many other chase drivers, but he's gonna be a threat here. I kind of really like Caleb Rose here tonight. Obviously, being a little bit biased, but I feel like the stars are lining up for him. Home race for him, a Kentucky driver. One of my home race trucks as the owner, and we gotta see if he can do a good job. But you mentioned it. I was saying, well, he has the potential to be a title contender. It's not been that way to start off the chase with all the DNFs. That is a championship caliber team and driver, and with him having a decent starting spot here tonight, I think he's gonna be a threat here in this one. But with only 5 races left after tonight, you gotta get going here in the
Yeah.
Gainbridge Truck Series chase.
Yeah, and speaking of guys getting going, I mean, when you look at this top 10, this is a lot of names that we haven't seen in the past couple weeks when we talk about like race winning speed. Avery Alford, granted, he's finished about top 10 or top 15 the past couple races, but he's been nowhere close to really having that race type of winning speed. We saw him try to chase down Ronnie Hauger, or we saw him with Ronnie Hauger trying to chase down Aaron Abel early last weekend, but after that, he kind of faded off the pit strategy. So this is another proving race for that 42 team. But then there's other guys that can play spoiler here. David Dixon having a run of his lifetime in that number 9 truck for Gale Force. Dixon, we know he was in last year's chase, and his experience is showing once again. He's been on this track before. He knows what the expectations are, and he qualified third here tonight, third here tonight for Gale Force Racing, so he can play spoiler. Rocco Dorn dominated Atlanta, although not quite the same tracks. This could be another speedway that Rocco Dorn comes out of nowhere and dominates. You got a guy like Terry Bull up here, who, for Spears or even Racing, has had sneaky good results ever since he stepped into that truck mid-season. And then a guy like Carl Young, who really faded off in the final restart of last week's race, but he's once again another tough guy. And then rounding out your top 10, we got Brandon Haynes and Adrian Gale. Adrian Gale is by far not a speedway guy, so we'll see how he does in this one. But Brandon Haynes dominated last year's race here at Kentucky, but Peter Honjak ran him down in the final couple laps and passed him for the win. That was one of Brandon Haynes' bridesmaids finishes that were brutal for him, but he finally got over the hump and got that one at Pocono. And starting in the top 10 here tonight, one of the only guys here in this top 10 that has experience here at Kentucky for running this track for the second time, and I think he could be one of the guys that plays spoiler, especially not being in a chase, as he led the most laps last season. And I think once again this 36 team could be very fast. Um, but I think Nathan explained it perfectly when it came to the chase standings. So that is your chase standings coming into tonight's race, because it hasn't changed much over the weeks. It's kind of stayed the same with Ricky LaFleur leading and other guys having issues. So although we've seen guys like Matthew Hubert show glimpses of being faster than that 82 team, they keep running into issues. So I think once again, if Ricky LaFleur stays out of trouble here tonight, it will be another pretty solid day. But anything can happen, and I don't know if the field feels. I don't know if the field feels this way, Nathan. But I mean, feel like there might be a bounty on that number 82 team, because there's gonna be a lot of guys gunning for him because they want to get past him in this chase, and only way to do it might be to move this 82 out the way. So we'll see how it plays out. But before we get these trucks off and rolling, Nathan, who's gonna be your pick to win this race here tonight?
Well, I kind of have a feeling that Caleb's one well, but I don't think it's going to be Caleb. I think it's going to be the other NS Racing truck on the first few rows of Local Dawn, and then number 99. You mentioned it, Atlanta. He was very strong. This is a similar track, kinda, to Atlanta, and gonna do something interesting. We just signed a new contract with Local Dawn, right before this race, so looking forward to see of what Local can do the rest of this year and next year. And we gotta see if on a similar track if Local Dawn can get another win and
Yeah.
play a little bit of a chase spoiler.
Yeah. And yeah, that's gonna be the one thing that's gonna be interesting, seeing how these guys who are trying to play spoiler race in this chase, because it's gonna be interesting to see if they get their elbows out or not compared to others. So I think for my pick to win here tonight, folks, I'm going to go with that number 36, Brandon Haynes, all the way back here, running out the side, rounding out your top 10 here. Haynes, like I said, dominated this race last season before Peter Onjak ran him down. I think with Onjak being a little bit slower this season, mostly just bad luck, honestly, I think this 36 of Haynes got the most experience, and I think he can bring it home, get his second win on the season, and really propel himself up as we get closer to Road America, where he's going to look to really get one of those special wins, as he is a road course guy. So with no further ado, folks, let's get these trucks off and rolling here from Kentucky Motor Speedway for race 23 out of 28 on the season. Only 5 races left after this one. Let's get these trucks off and rolling for the Firecracker 400 here at Kentucky, kicking off your 4th of July weekend here on a Friday night under the lights.
All right, Kentucky! The night time is the right time! Remember what I told all my drivers? Reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time! Drivers, start your engines!
Here we go, folks. The engines are fired off and ready to go here at Kentucky Speedway. The Firecracker 400 starting top 10 is in row number 1, Caleb Rose in that 42 of A. Radford. Caleb Rose's home race. Let's see what he can do here tonight. Row number 2 is the New Zealander, David Dixon, and the 99, Raul Dorn. Row number 3 is the 82, Ricky LaFleur, and the 60 of Terry Bull. Row number 4 is the number 33 of Carl Young, and the 84 Patrick Nolan. And rounding out your top 10, it's Brendan Haynes, the man who dominated most of this race last season, and Adrian Gale. Gale and Haynes are both road course guys, but they're starting pretty well here at Speedway. No, Brandon Haynes is good at Speedways, but Adrian Gale Force having some immense speed this weekend. We'll see if it can translate over to the race, but we're going to see how this plays out here tonight. I know Nathan's excited. He's got Rocco Dorn as his pick, so we'll see if Rocco Dorn pans out here. We know last week did not go too well for his pick. I made a pick this week, so I'm relying on Brandon Haynes. We'll see how he does, but as we make our way through here for the Firecracker 400, we are glad you are all joining us here on Friday night to kick off your July 4th weekend as Caleb Rose makes his way onto the front stretch in front of all his home fans. 250 years ago, this great nation was born, and tonight we honor that in the way we know best. The green flags underway from the bluegrass state of Kentucky. We complete lap number 1 here. A bunch of moves already being made in this year. Look at Ricky LaFleur to the inside of Caleb Rose in that number 9 of David Dixon. And right behind him, you see everybody else behind racing pretty hard as well. 3 wide for some guys. As we go into turn 3 here, Ricky LaFleur is still fighting on that inside.
A very frantic start.
Oh my gosh.
For Hawaii, I saw someone beat doors with someone back there. And this is the craziness of Kentucky. You see, this is a wide mile and a half. You can easily go 4 wide here and be okay for the most part. But a crazy start, you gotta get as many positions as you can, because if this race stays green, it will get split out, and we will have pit stops as well, and you gotta get as many spots as you can. And we touched on it in the pre-race, there is a bunch of chase drivers in that middle part of the field, and they definitely were making moves, making it 3 and 4 wide at the start.
Oh yeah, there was a bunch of guys in the midst of those battles. We saw Ronnie Halger and a bunch others, and they're gonna already be making their way through quite well. As you see Rob Dorn right on the back of that number 7 of Rowe, but you see Matthew Hubert and Dorn have both made their way through this field quite considerably already. These guys are really pushing it close. 3 wide here. Joseph Wood on the inside. Aaron Abel stuck in that battle back there behind Gutierrez and all of them. This is going to be treacherous racing now. Hubert on the back of that number 84 of Nolan. Does he give him a shot? Contact here. He's going to try to move him, but nothing quite comes out of it right there. But yeah, these guys are going to be doing that all night, trying to make some moves, and here we go. Speaking of making moves, there goes Caleb Rose to the inside of Avery Alford. Oh, not nearly close enough, though.
I am liking what we are seeing is multi-groove galore here. You can run the bottom, you can run that second middle lane, you can run the third lane even. And I am liking what we are seeing here at the Kentucky Speedway. It'll be a fun Firecracker fun here tonight. And Avery Alford out front, Caleb Rose in second. Love all these page white schemes that he cooked up. I am a sucker for page white paint schemes. And we got a ton of them here tonight. Got racing all over the place, and we gotta see what ends up happening here. There's the 7 of Alexander Rose.
Alger ran to the back of the 27 of Hubert there, I think.
You gotta be careful, that's a teammate.
Yeah, there's some guys making their way through now. Woods making his way through. But some guys back here still having some trouble. Carson Miller and Angel Gutierrez, 4 wide. Boy, oh boy, these guys are putting it all on the line here. Look at David Spears diving to the inside of that 80 of Nick Mahold. Oh my gosh. And he's going to have some company from Angel Gutierrez trying to make his way through that 38 of Joseph Wood right on the back of Caden Arcadia here. And that's going to be a tricky spot there. If you're right on the back of someone, you do risk spinning them. But there goes Halger's slingshot. Oh, not nearly to the inside of that 55. But making quick work, I said, that some of these guys will do. And there goes the 27 of Hubert. But I think we might have a passenger lead here soon as Rose is right on the back of this 42 of Alfred. Just not quite getting there, though. But he is definitely trying to get something going in this race.
Caleb is really trying in that 98 machine. He's running lower than what this 42 is, and there's been a couple times where I thought he was going to get past Avery Alford for the race lead, but he's not been able to do it quite yet. We've got Carl Young in that 33 machine right behind him, the 9 of David Dixon, the 7 of Alexander Rowe, who's starting to draw back a little bit. You got the 82, the guy that no one can beat this season, of rookie LaFleur. That's a 36 back there of Brandon Haynes.
Guys trying to drive their way through. Oh, there goes Dixon.
Oh, and here we go. And you were talking about Dixon as he's kind of, shying at this 9 machine, and I'm not too surprised, and over in my series, he's been pretty good as well, so David Dixon's definitely a very high-quality driver who's wanting to make a name for himself.
Yeah, David Dixon, of course, a free agent next season, but, no slouch when it comes to being one of the best drivers in the field. Made the chase last season with 2 wins. And Rose right on the back, but Dixon going to try to make a move to the outside here. And this is interesting. What's I like to see? Guys experimenting with new lines as there goes Rose looking for the lead. Is Rose to the inside here on Avery Alford. Who's going to lead the lap there? I think it was Rose. Oh, no, just Alford there. But we're going to see guys experimenting lines all night. For Dixon, we'll see how that outside line works. Not going to work too well there for him that time, but it's better to get that experimentation started early in this one, then later in this one. But these two still side by side. As look at Rowe diving for 4th on the inside of LaFleur. Nothing's going to come out of it, but Alford going to dart around on the outside and keep that lead from that 42 of Alford.
Thankful Caleb Rose, you got nailed the inside. There's kind of like a darker pavement strip right there, as you see Carl Young hitting it. Oh, but you had to lift off of turn 2. You got tight, got up too close to the 98
Oh,
there.
the caution's out, actually.
And the caution's out.
So caution's out here at Kentucky. Oh, David Spears. And doesn't look like it didn't look like a actual a wreck.
Oh, this is a wet.
Oh,
Multiple
Jasmine
trucks
Daniel,
involved.
Patrick Raven, Ryan Osborne got some of this. David Spears' engine's gonna be out, and an early wreck in this one. We're still about 16 laps off of the pit window here, so this is where it gets tricky here at Kentucky, as now the guy like David Dixon, the guy like David Dixon, what a guy like David Spears gonna be out of this one, and these guys all the way back here might have caught something as well. Oh, this
Do you
is gonna be
pit or do you
wild.
not pit? Because this is halfway through the fuel window.
Yeah,
And
and it
looks
looks like
like
they're
they're
gonna
gonna
bring it
pit.
down, which is gonna be interesting. Don't know how much easier it'll make it on these drivers.
I do like this call though, because about 30 laps, it will be around 44.
Oh yeah,
And
so
then that will be easily be
yeah,
able to make it on one more pit stop.
because that was the original fear by some of the engineers on these teams. As Avery Alford comes down to make a stop, it was that the fuel window being lap 28. That makes a tricky spot because when you come down on what would be lap 56, it's just a really late pit stop, right about 10 laps before the end of the race. So it's a little too close if you want to get a chance at fighting for the race lead, as that 33 pit crew been fast all year, and they're gonna win the race off of pit road. Haynes, wow, very slow stop. Alger makes up a lot of time on pit road. And some guys do try to lose some time, and the rest make their way through. We're gonna go take a look at what happened to that caution here in a second, folks, but it's gonna be Carl Young and the 33, that really fast pit crew, tooth and nail between that 33 and 98 coming off of pit road. But folks, let's go check out what brought out our first caution here on lap what was 14 here at Kentucky Speedway.
Well, as you see, a little bit of contact. Gale gets turned by Osborne, and all heck breaks loose by him. The 79, huge hit, the 681, and this really could have been a lot worse. You
Way
saw
worse.
of how many trucks were all in that second pack in the field. That could have been, you know, there's maybe 5 trucks involved. That could have been 10 to 12 easily. So great back influence from all those guys in the back, but tough break for the trucks that were involved.
Yeah, and great avoidance, because after what we saw at Darlington with that scary wreck, you know, the officials told the drivers to not try to full speed it through and hit each other. Although a bunch of them, you know, went full speed through there, I'd give them an A+ on the avoidance there. But yeah, the 92 Osborne just kind of turns Gale. Gale gets lucky out of all of it, but some innocent bystanders there who all are going to get contact here. Patrick Raven, this is his home race. He's from Charleston, Kentucky. Did not get the qualifying he wanted, and now he's likely going to be out. So one more Kentucky driver left in this race is going to be Caleb Rose, as unfortunately Raven's going to be out of this one. And as we come to your slow-mo here, folks, you can see even more just the 92. Gale slides up a little bit, so he's just running as the regular line, and then just the 92 just hooks him, and then just comes down into everybody else. The 79, the 81, and then just, I mean, I don't know how half these guys, Monica Pato, the 5 and 57 both had great runs last week. They somehow make it through, but man, that 75 Benny Watson, I think, scraped the wall just a little bit. Luckily, he's going to be fine, but I think he was the truck that scraped the wall. I think it was this 81. But besides that, everybody avoids it really well. So, although an early caution here at Kentucky, looks like everybody, for the most part, figured it out pretty easily, as they did not contact any more than they needed to. I mean, you see that 62 of Luke Evans there, Nathan, driving through as slow as he can. But yeah, that is your caution there. Might be some hurt feelings there, but I feel like, Nathan, if you're that 92, I mean, that's just all your fault there.
But luckily, that should work out where these guys can pit like 43, 44, and then they don't have to pit again if it stays green.
Yeah. So we're back live here at Kentucky Speedway. You can see the tire marks all over this front stretch here, folks. If you're just now joining us, a pretty big incident between the 81, the 6, the 92, and you can see 3 of them retire in this race. I don't know how that 92 is going to do. He might try to truck it along. He should be fine, but Ryan Osborne's clearly at fault in that one. Kind of just turned the 96 of Gale, who came out unscathed, but for other guys like the other 3, the 81, the 6, and 79, they're definitely going to have some hurt feelings about that, especially a pretty avoidable incident there. All that 92 needed to do was really just lift there, and they didn't do that. So that's going to result in 3 trucks out of this race. Jasmine Daniel, who's been very fast so far this season, they made their 50th start last weekend at Dover, but now going to be out of this race here in the Firecracker 400. And of course, David Spears in that National Guard scheme. But now out of this pit cycle here, Nathan, seeing a bunch of yellow spoilers start to come to the picture here. Of course, we saw Hubert be able to drive his way through, but now we have Halker coming in, the 38s. The 17's already been up here, but Aaron Abel made up a lot of spots on pit road, as well as that 84 of Nolan. Even Carson Miller's up here. Meanwhile, your pick to win, that 99 of Doran's kind of falling back. So, some guys starting to make their way through here, and with the restart coming up ahead here, which will be on lap number 18, this could be a little bit of a shakeup here on this restart. We might even see more stuff happen than we saw on the start of this race.
Absolutely, and if the start is any indication, we could see a very chaotic restart here at Kentucky Speedway. And as you were mentioning, we got more and more yellow spoilers up inside the top 15 than we did at the start. So definitely gonna be interesting here. And I like this to go green to the end and have it play out naturally, but gotta see. And I will say shout out to Carl Young. I kind of predicted Local Dawn to be a chase spoiler. Well, right now that's what Carl Young is doing in that McLaren number 33.
Yeah, Young, I mean, the past couple weeks, he's been super fast. At Dover, he started, I think it was second in that final restart where we saw Joseph Wood lead about 20 before Halliger and Miller came through. This 33 started second, but kind of drifted all the way back down to 10th. Probably with some damage, I would assume, from all the incidents we saw. But as we come to this restart here, we're going to see what line's more dominant here on the restarts here. As we're going to have this 33 on the inside and the 98 on the outside. Going to have that 42 right behind them and the 9 right behind the 98. So overall, could potentially see, if there is another caution that comes out, what's going to be preferred for some of these guys on the restarts. Of course, we don't have choose cone, but we're going to see what guys prefer over others. And, Alfred got a great start last time. We'll see how he does here. Hopefully, he just might make it 3 wide as soon as we pass the line, knowing how aggressive Avery is. But as we make our way through what should be the safe flight restart zone, we are back green here at Kentucky as Caleb Rose is going to beat Carl Young to the line. Look at all those guys already back there trying to make some moves.
A lot of moves being made. I think that's already 4 wide.
Contact!
Oh,
boy. It helped them out somehow. On Jack!
Oh, that's not gonna help them out though.
On Jack, Haynes, Miller, Gutierrez, Aaron Abel. Boy, oh boy. Didn't waste.
That is the Kentucky big one.
Yeah. Nolan's that's his chase hopes right there. Oh, and Aaron Abel on the cooldown lap. Max Davis. Oh boy. And Gale.
Max Davis out now.
Gale, oh my gosh.
Tough night for Gale, being involved in 2 crashes here.
Puddle of smoke. I mean, I don't even know what you call it. Just a lot of smoke here.
Goodness.
And Miller got involved. The 43, the 41. That's gonna be Nolan's chase hopes right there, I think, Nathan. And now this puts guys in another spot. The 84, Nolan's out. On Jackson to be out of this, our defending race winner. And they're all gonna. Late decision by Alfred once again.
Oh my! I don't know if something happened to it, Alfred.
A bunch of guys are coming down. The 36, the 11. I mean, they did this last week, and it didn't pay off for that 42 team. I don't know how it's gonna work out this week. Oh, a coolant leak.
Oh, something did happen. Yeah, I thought something was off. That was fairly late for his Ralph. Was past the commitment line. So
Yeah.
tough, boys, always the leader.
Yeah, and Aaron
Luckily,
Abel.
this is on the caution though.
Yeah, Aaron Abel on pit road 2. Alfred's gonna be good. Okay, so that's a good break for Alfred actually. I mean, I think Nathan, if you want to get something checked, perfect time to do it. Where you're gonna start far back, but we still have over 40 laps left in this race.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a perfectly timed scenario for a Rafa. If you think you got a problem, in this case a coolant leak, might as well do it on the caution real quick. If we're gonna be in the battle, not gonna be alone.
Oh
There's
boy,
some people
Aaron
doing
Abel.
a different strategy, and gotta see how this all shakes out. As a Aaron have no hood now on that 41 machine.
Yeah, that's a tough blow. And I mean, one of the guys that's continuing with Ricky LaFleur, I mean, I don't know how he does it. Ricky LaFleur always just gets out of it. It's 36 of Haynes caught some damage. My pick to win. And likely we both cursed both of our guys. But folks, we're going to go take a look at what really transpired there. We kind of got a look there, but we're going to go take a better look. And if another caution comes out here on this restart, we will be single file for the next restart after that. But hopefully it doesn't come to that point. But let's go see what brought out another caution here at Kentucky.
Well, here we go, a restart incident here, and this is kind of all on Cosmo. It went from 2 wide to 4 wide, just like that. And they can go for wide here, but not off turn 2, and they just it's a huge calamity off of turn 2, and the back switch. The Knights just took a heck of
Holy
a hit
cow, 37,
on the
wow.
lane,
Yeah.
and a huge one.
Yeah, that's...
I mentioned the last caution, Charlie, where we could have had a Kentucky big one,
and
but
this
most
one
of them avoided it. This time,
we do.
with being a restart, we definitely cannot avoid a Kentucky big one like this.
Yeah, a messy start to this one, and defending race winner Peter Onjek catches a lick of that. Tough spot for Onjek, be on the inside of 4 wide. I don't know if he could have done better. That would have been a really awkward exit. I think the only way he would have done it was backing out and immediately pulling further down, but I just don't think at a track like Kentucky you can make something last minute like that. And for a guy like Aaron Abel, another frustrating crash, and I don't even need to go to a slow man there, honestly, because it's kind of there. I mean, just Miller just gets at the back of that 84, and then actually we should take a look at what happened between this 41 and 8 of Max Davis here, because those two got involved. So you'll see that on your screen there, folks. But yeah, you see just Aaron Abel gets into Max Davis' inch goes out, and Aaron Abel just not paying too much attention. Likely would have been fine. Wouldn't have to come down pit road before that, but yeah, you got to be more aware on track. And now for that TRD machine, I mean, a tough spot for the rest of this race, but let's go get back live here at Kentucky. I'll give you guys one more look, but that's what brought out another caution here. And a little bit into this race, cautions breed cautions, like Nathan said, and there's another caution on this restart. We will have single foul restarts for at least how many? If we have another caution out there, it's to stay single foul, at least for 10-15 laps. We have to have a green flag run, but we'll catch you guys back up with the live action now. So we're back live here at Kentucky Speedway. So far, some chaos going on. I mean, if you're Matthew Hubert and some of these guys up here who've driven their way through, you are happy you stayed out of that mess. Because, knock on wood, but that was a tough incident for a bunch of guys there. The 84 of Nolan and others who all just unfortunately did not make it out unscathed. Unfortunately for that number 84, he's out of this race along with a bunch of others. You can see right there the 96 of Gale was having a good run. Peter Onjak, our defending race winner. That's going to make it 10 DNFs on his season, I think. Or not 10, 8 DNFs on his season. And Nathan, all time, Peter Onjak only has 10 DNFs in his career. So that's a lot of races he's ran into some unfortunate luck this season, and it just continues. We'll see Peter Onjak be pretty fast next season, but I think this season's thrown in the trash can because that is just unfortunate. And then for the 8 of Max Davis, we saw there, just Aaron Abel running into the back of him, but his engine was already out. But Gale was having a good run for how he usually does. But, I mean, Nick Mahold coming down the pit road. Likely has some issues here. No, just making his way back down. So we should come to green here next time around, I'd hope. But that 80 might delay this a little bit. Nope. We're going to be going green on lap 22. So this is going to be an interesting run. Of course, you have to think about pit strategy. But first, you want to get green flag racing, which we had a little bit of that before the caution came out. And we saw them be very racy. So we'll see how it plays out on this restart. Guys, we're kind of sifting through all the slower trucks. I mean, that 15 Allie Anderson Jr. is still up here, so she's having a great run here tonight. But some other guys are flying back, like the 60 of Terry Bull. But Nathan, comes to this restart. You guys are going to want to stay out of trouble after the just wreck-filled chase we've had so far. But, I mean, that might just be the race stakes potentially, having guys just be more aggressive than they usually are. So if you're this 98 of Rose, you're gonna want to maintain this pretty well. Try to stay out of trouble, and just everybody knocking on wood right now, hoping for this to go green flag here. As we still have about 45 laps to go at the line, so still ways to go in this race, but definitely thinned out the field quite a bit. But here we go, Nathan. Caleb Rose gonna lead us back to green. Done good so far in this race. Got that 33 of Carl Young still on his outside. 2 Fords. Not the usual Ford we see in race Red Bull Fallout, but Caleb Rose once again leading us to the restart zone. We are back green flag racing here at Kentucky. Oh, and Rose.
Oh boy, a little bit more of an even front wall. But how about Alexander Rowe? Really want to move on the restart, and that's going to swallow up Carl Young and Caleb Rose, and here comes Ricky LaFleur, the guy that cannot be beat this season.
Oh my gosh, LaFleur, what a run!
And he has his teammate right behind him.
And this might be just Alexander Rose lead here. If LaFleur doesn't contest, we might see 3 wide for the leader on the front stretch. Oh, Joseph Wood really off the pace there for a second. But 3 was wide for the lead for a second. 3 wide back here between these guys. But Ricky LaFleur might just clear that 7 in a row now. No, Rowe's still going to have a nose in there. Rowe fighting on that outside line here. And look at Carl Young, and look at Rowe pounce to the outside. Here comes Halger on his inside.
1-1, Alexander Rowe got on the outside lane. Same with everyone behind him. Alexander Rowe and Caleb Rose both got the one on the high side at the same time.
Yeah.
Crazy restart here, and this is what we was saying. This is a very passing-filled racetrack, but you gotta make as many spots up as you can on these restarts. The one that has done that is Matthew Burnett in the 97. Where did he come from? All over the platform for up to 27. But crazy restart here. Alexander Rowe, I was talking about of how he is a championship caliber driver. Especially with that team and owner of Matthew Cooper. It's just not been the chase that he's been looking for, but he can still win tonight, and he very well could here in the Firecracker 400.
Yes, David Dixon trying to get past this number 33 of Carl Young. Not going to get the run this time, but Alexander Rowe, I mean, not to sorry to all our young viewers, but I mean, this 7 team has to be pissed off. They've had a lot of race-winning speed and ran into a lot of bad luck. He led a lap or 2 at Dover before DNF'd, but now he's got his own driver, Ronnie Halger, on his inside. Of course, the owner of Red Bull Fallout, we don't know what their plans are after this season, but now these 2 racing side by side, and Halger now going to move into the lead. Halger got a bunch of short track wins this season, not quite yet some speedways, but man, Dixon is trying to get past this 33, but he might finally do it here, as there goes Rose on the inside of that number 82.
Starting to set here on the Firecracker corner, but the track is heating up. As we move to 95 degrees, it does not matter.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be a hot one. And these guys are racing like it's a hot night here at Kentucky. Crazy racing still. But I can definitely notice, you know, it's easier to make a pass in 1 and 2 than 3 and 4. Just how 3 and 4 is a little bit more flatter than 1 and 2. And unfortunately for Caleb Rose, he's getting a little bit shuffled. Now, looks like the outside lane might be coming in and he's not really able to run the inside lane like he once was. But I don't think this race lead is done. Alexander all over the back bumper of Ronnie Hauger, but he's
Oh,
gonna
this is
back
gonna
up
be an
the
interesting
entry.
run. I
And
think he
he's
was setting up a
trying
run there off the corner.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
he
gonna try and,
was. What a move.
oh,
Oh, no, not quite.
maybe?
A
Not
little bit of
quite.
veteran instinct there from Ro. Of course, only has about a season and a half of experience, but you saw him back out a little bit to get a better exit, but he's right on the back of this 83 of Hauger. And you
He
talked
might
about
be
the
able
heat.
to.
You talked about the heat
Oh,
here,
yeah.
and when you talk about the heat, that coolant leak for that 42 of Alfred, which he's trying to recover from as we speak, that's important. You do not want this engine to overheat, and with the hot track like this, that was one of the things that I noticed when you were talking about that. I realized that 42 team, they got lucky that coolant leak wasn't worse.
Absolutely. That could have been a lot worse, and we gotta see of what Abraham can do here. But I'm interested in this race lead. I want to go and see what Abraham is, but we can't, because Alexander Lowe is trying so hard to get
Oh, there
past
goes
of his own
LaFleur.
car.
Oh, no, not quite the look. Rose going to back off just a little bit here, but Alfred's up to 16th. We'll see where he is this lap. Finally have a break as the 40 is right on the back of that 45, but he's going to be looking to get to the inside of this 45 of Sarah Taylor.
Oh yeah,
And
he's still fast.
yeah, he is still
No, no
super
problem.
fast. 30s to where.
And he took flusher tires.
Yeah.
There was a couple of cars
Oh,
that
yeah.
split strategy. So this is gonna be interesting. I don't remember who all did it, but Abraham wasn't one of them. I think Gutierrez was one of them. So we gotta see. And I think for Cables, he might have made his team might have made the one adjustment on pit road. Because he
Yeah.
has dropped like a stone since the restart. Now he's fallen back to the 8th position.
Yeah, and yeah, that's gonna be interesting with that Alfred being on a separate strategy. It kind of gives me flashbacks since number 9 of David Dixon at IRP, where he got his first career win last year in the Gainbridge Truck Series, where he had a similar issue coming from the lead of that race and had to come down pit road. Ended up on a separate strategy than everybody else, but it actually worked out for him as he would have more fuel than everybody to make it to the race win, or just more everything than everybody. He had better tires, better fuel to run down. I believe it was William Ayers at the time to pass him and get that race win. So if you're that 42 of Alfred, not the biggest blunder they can have when that coolant leak. If anything, it gives them almost extra room to experiment where they want to actually come down pit road eventually in this race. As there goes Hubert trying to get past this number 9-4 third here. Rose kind of reeling in that 83 once again as these guys back here 3 wide. Boy, oh boy. Joseph Wood, Matthew Burnett. Who's going to get it? I think it might be Wood through the middle. Oh, wow, what a run.
Oh, one from Joseph Wood there in the Patriot 38 machine. Here we go for the lead, maybe.
Oh.
Whoa. Trying to get underneath his own truck. Not quite. But meanwhile, we got Alexander Rowe's teammate, Matthew Hubert, making a move on Dixon for third.
Yeah, that ran machine, but here comes Ricky LaFleur. Is he going to shoot it? Yes, he does. Not going to get quite the run he needs, but he's trying it. But, yeah, Rowe, I think, had a good run going, but he got down to that yellow line and got a little too deep and saw the truck wiggle a little bit, and it kind of killed it as he went into the corner. But right now, I mean, Carl Young's still competing with these guys. Hubert almost had that pass off for third if that 82 didn't come in there. But right now, Rose finally going to be settled down just a little bit. Benton Bragio back here battling with the 17 of Kyler Sustrai. He got his first career top 10 at Dover last week. LWH Racing as a whole had a great weekend as they had 2 trucks in the top 10 with that number 55 and 57, which the 57 is right back here as well, which Alfred's going to be all the way up to what will be 13th here. Still making his way through, but he's got ways to go in this race.
It's going to be interesting of how this strategy works out, because for most of these guys, they're going to have to fit around 43, 44, 45. But guys like Abraham with Angel Gutierrez and others, they might be able to make it to like 50 or so. It's not a huge difference. But it's going to be a little bit where you got to see how it all shakes out. And we got to see how this shakes out. And Abel, another tough weight for this 41 team, is off the pace. And this is going to be interesting for the lead.
Oh, Rowe, what are you doing? You got to go somewhere. He's going to ride right behind him for a second. That's going to kill his run, and these guys back here duking it out. Oh, no, 3 wide with the lap
Oh,
truck.
boy. Now I'm going to go 3 wide for lap truck, like you just said. And
Rowe's
these
still
guys
side by side with
gotta,
that 41. What is going on with that 7 truck here?
and that might allow Carl Young to make a move for second.
Yeah, and I mean, I sound like a broken record player when it comes to Rowe when he's fighting for race win. See, when it comes to lap traffic, that 7 team is awful. I don't know what it is with the 7 team, but he just has no urgency to get past the lap traffic, and time again, it's what costs that 7 team. So now, this 83 of Ronnie Hauger, with just about under 30 to go in this race, he's going to have to try to run him down, which I think he might be able to do with how this track has just came over tonight. But look at Caleb Rose using that lap traffic to get back into this one. He's going to look to the inside of David Dixon, as well as Matthew Hubert looking to the inside for third here. So those two now trying to make some moves here, maybe trying to capitalize here in a little bit longer in this long run here. But that 98 going to dive in here, but that 82 is going to slingshot around the outside potentially here. If he gets a look, he might actually not. So that 82 going to give him a look, but Rose is going to get a good run off the corner here. But that 27 trying to work on it. But yeah, Rose going to immediately close back in on this 83 here soon, I think. But that's just how the track's been, I guess, coming over time in this race. That, I mean, it's kind of easy to run the guy down in front of you, depending on how this is. Aaron Abel blocking off the 60 Terry Bull. Those two are making contact back here. I don't think Bull's happy with this 41. As wow, I don't know what Aaron Abel's doing there, but that 41 of Terry Bull just got brake checked by the 41. Oh, well, he's got his teammate right behind him. He might be helping him out a little bit.
Yeah, you know, teammate and owner helping teammate and driver there for
Gonna hold up
Dave
the
Ralphie.
17 possibly here too.
But yeah, I think Alexander has a faster truck than Ronnie Hauger. Like, oh my goodness, that was close to David Dixon there. But yeah, I do believe that 7 is faster than the 83.
Oh, Gutierrez is down here as well. Wow.
Oh, never mind. I don't know. I think Angel Gutierrez pitted because of he was involved in the big one.
Yeah.
So I don't think that strategy is really gonna work out. That's another thing. And most of those guys might have just had damage from that big one, so we don't really know how many are on a strategy. And that 44 that pit stop, I think we are.
Oh, there's goes 83.
The race leader is in. Right when I call it, that 44 final stops in the right have begun.
45 Stuart Taylor, the 15 of Hallie Anderson Jr.
And I think the one we really have to watch out for on this separate strategy is Avery Alfred, ironically.
Oh, because he's gonna run pretty long here, I would say.
Oh yeah, compared to everyone else.
Jeez. Oh.
The move.
Oh, Hubert. Oh, David Dixon. Oh, Ricky LaFleur. That's speeding. Oh my.
That's missing the cone. That is terrible.
There is no way he does not get black flag there. But wow.
This is a very hard pit road to get onto, and
Rose gonna be running it long too. Wow, that might be what everybody needed in this chase if he does get black flag. Breaking the fourth wall. I don't know if the game will actually black flag him, but
sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
And Alfred, like we said, going to be able to run longer here. How long can he run is the question. And it's going to be interesting here for this 42 team, but as we come off pit road here, we'll see who got wanted out of Hauger's group. Obviously Hauger, because he has that 15 and 45 right behind him, but for this group of trucks here, we're going to see.
I think they are going to hold the 82.
Yeah, the 33, this 9, and where is the 82 LaFleur? I think he got held a couple seconds. We'll see what it was. Ignore all the lap down. I'll shuffle out as soon as that 42 gets on the lead. But Carson Miller and Haynes, oh, those guys are on separate strategies as well. So they're so everybody up until that, I want to say 11 is all on separate strategy. Oh, this is that's a little early.
Earlier than I expected.
Yeah. I think for the laps he's running, he could have taken that a little longer there, Nathan. I'm not sure about that call.
I definitely think he could have made it to lap 50. But now we gotta see where's the 23 at.
Of Carson Miller, yeah, right here. So Miller also got involved in that wreck. How long is Miller gonna run it? Of course, we know his debut at Watkins Glen. I mean, we mentioned every time he's involved in a field strategy type of thing, but his debut at Watkins Glen, he was able to run pretty long and conservative stuff, but he didn't bring it down here on lap 50 as well. And LaFleur is going to be a lap down. He should be a lap down at least, but we cycle out here. Everybody going to be quiet with tow, and I mean, Dallas Reese is gone. They should be able to easily run that 83 back down, I would say. But now the 52. Wow. Where's
the 52 was still out there.
Or they just they went past him on pit road.
Oh, yeah. So I think he will cycle out here.
Because this 82 shouldn't be. No.
I'm pretty sure the 82's a lap down.
Yeah, the 82 got held, so that's good. And you just cannot make that late of a dive there. I mean, that was insane.
Yeah, that's one thing that we forgot to mention. I've done a lot of Kentucky. Not in series, but just messing around and stuff. That is a problem. This is a hard pit road to get onto.
It's really awkward entry.
Yeah, and it's earlier than what you think is an awkward entry, so tough to play for Ricky, LaFleur. It's just that go out and it will. Held out front, roll in second, and now we are good.
Yeah.
We got our final pit stop in, and now we got a 17-lap dash to see who will win the Firecracker.
Yeah, and this 82 LaFleur, not quite a lap down yet, but I mean, there's no coming back from where he's at in this race, and that's the mistakes you can't make if you're this number 82, as you just, especially with the lead and whatnot in the chase. But I mean, Rowe is running down this 83 as we speak right now. But
oh yeah,
as we're in this chase, you just can't make those type of mistakes. But right now, Alexander Rowe trying to chase down his driver as he is really diving into the corners there, trying to get close as he can to the 83 of Halger and potentially make a move for the lead. And I mean, this will be quite the battle to the end. I mean, Halger got him at New Smyrna. They had the closest finish in Gainbridge Truck Series history. And now once again, they're at this moment once again here at Kentucky. Can this 7 get the 83 this time? Or will it be a different story as there goes Carl Young now, doing some company from that 27 Matthew Hubert here for third.
Yeah, we got a group of put back here, the 33, 27, 38. Shout out to Joseph Wood winning well, and then Dave Dixon as well. And then back behind him, all by themselves, two of my trucks, Caleb Rose and Matthew Burnett winning each other, and then
Alfred's up here, is that?
60.
Oh yeah, Alfred didn't really lose much out of that whole ordeal, and he's gonna have fresher tires here. So I mean,
yeah,
it's a little too late. But
yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a win, but he's still gonna probably get a top 10, even after having a coolant leak issue. So, I mean, I would take the top 10 after that.
Yeah.
Unless we get a caution, Charlie, it's gonna come down to these two, Halga and Woe, and I think these two are some of the faster trucks at this point in the race. But I still think Alexander was faster, and here we go side by side for the lead.
There goes Rowe to the inside of that 83 of Halger. Gonna get likely use some of the go. No, he's not gonna get that great of a run here. But as these guys battle, don't look now, but there's a guy that always comes out of nowhere. So far in one-off games, he's 1 for 1. But he's got that 38 right behind him. But as these two battle more and more, you're gonna have this 82 in front of him here soon, which LaFleur is gonna be fast, but he's not the. I don't know how to explain it. He doesn't want to be in this spot. He is a fast truck, but he is nowhere as fast as this 83 and 7. So he's going to be lap traffic here, but he's going to fight with them for a little bit, I would say, Nathan. But then they'll eventually get past them. But he's in an awkward spot because, I mean, by all means, he has a top 10 truck, but I don't think he has anything in the top 5.
Yeah, I don't think he has anything for the top 2.
Yeah.
These two are...
Oh, boy, and Aaron Abel.
Boy, we'll catch up to Aaron Abel again. gonna be the key for this race win, I think, because Alexander's not been good for lap traffic, and he has to get past the enable.
Yeah.
And I
10
will
to
say,
go.
with 10 laps to go, look who's in the top 10. Avery Alford and
Already.
Nice. So great call,
Oh
great
my.
fortune. Oh my goodness. The 82's just gonna move the 41 for the 83, but the 83's gonna get held up.
Oh,
Where's
and here comes
Alexander gonna
Rowe.
go? Not gonna quite get there for the lead, but this time, instead of Rowe that got held up, it was Hauger that got held up for the lap truck of enable.
Yeah, Hauger gets held up there. That's going to give the 7 a run here. The more and more this happens, at 82, it's going to be an odd spot because, I mean, I don't think there's any more lap traffic left after that. Oh, the 32 of Arcadia potentially, but I don't know how this 83 is trying to get past this 82 here. This could spell trouble because Alexander Rowe might try to shoot the gap. No, Hauger going to push his teammate out a little bit, tell him he's got places to be, but that's going to allow Rowe to get up here. And meanwhile, these guys have been battling for third, so they are not going to be able to really just be able to run these guys down here, I don't think, is...
Gonna find split April here.
Wow. Does not get any closer than that.
It does not. Oh!
Contact for the lead.
Alexander Rowe really wants this race win. He's at a terrible chase, but do you really want to let the lone truck for it, though?
These guys are getting really heated here up front. We saw Hauger push the 82 for a second. We saw the 82 push the 41. These guys, oh my gosh. And, oh, Rowe right on the inside here. Does he make it 3 wide potentially? He should be right on the back of this number 83. Rowe, he gives a shot to the 83. There he goes to the inside.
The bumper one on his teammate, the 82's a lap down, and Alexander Rowe's gonna try and make it stick. Wally Allison might not be too happy with his team owner, but you know, this is a tricky situation. I'm a owner, not a owner and driver, so this is a interesting situation. Interesting scenario for Alexander Rowe. He wants this win, but he also does not want to wreck his teammate, his own car, but he doesn't want to just let him win.
Yeah.
So Alexander Rowe had to make a move with there in the 5 laps to go. Alexander Rowe has had a ton of speed, but a ton of bad luck in this chase, and he's trying to get the win here in the Firecracker 400.
5 to go here in the Firecracker 400 here at Kentucky Speedway. 5 more to go, and he's got the 82 and 32 in front of him next. This race is not over by any means. We, of course, got the earliest slot for I think, the first race out of the 3 races we have tonight. Krispy Kreme National Series and Wawa Cup Series later tonight. But there goes Hauger. What a run to the inside, but they're double file in front of him. This is going to be close.
Well, to kick off 4th of July weekend and 4th of July Friday for the 4th of July weekend. And what a way for Alexander Rowe to maybe get this race win, but Hauger's running a little bit higher of the line, might be building up a run, gotta be careful of
he used that 62 really well there. Getting some air off of him. He's going to use some of that apron here. This 83 is not out of this just yet. We're going to have 2 more to go next time around. But right now, Hauger right on the back of the 7 of Alexander Rowe. These 2 have been running up front ever since we saw those cautions happen. Who is going to stick in here? Lap traffic once again being a factor in the end of the race, just like we saw 1 week ago. We're coming to 2 to go at the line. Can Alexander Rowe hold on?
Well, as a decent gap now, Hauger waited way too long on the lap truck there, and he's got to close in now. He's got to close in and try and set something up. All you got to do is beam at the line. Don't have to pass him. He's got to beam at the line. Next time by with 1.5 laps to go.
Oh, this is super close. Oh, man.
Not help Roll.
He's going to push 82 LaFleur. He gives him the bumper.
Oh, boy.
His own driver
White
once
flag.
again. White flag out in the air for the 7 of Alexander. We're looking to get a 2nd race win on the season. He won all the way back in January at Auto Club. He has not won since, but now tonight, he's had to face his own two drivers, this 82 and 83, going to turns 3 and 4. Hauger, does he have one more shot? Hauger shoots it through the middle, though. Coming to the line. He couldn't make it stick, though. And making his way through the front stretch. Rhodes gonna win the Firecracker 400.
What on earth? What a move that Hauger tried to make. It almost stuck.
Oh my. What an ending.
Gotta give him only count in horseshoes.
Yeah. Give a bumper to his team owners. Some great racing between those two. And I mean, wow. That was insane. Coming to the line, using his own teammate as a pick to try to get past him. Oh my. I mean, for the first 20 laps, we saw 2 cautions there. But that ending there, Nathan, that was some great green flag racing between all of them. Of course, we had a bunch of contenders have some issues, but man, what a finish there in this race. And then these guys make their way around still, but just as we get to
that was fun.
That was fun, yeah. What a way to kick off. I mean, no pun intended, but that was some fireworks to kick off tonight here with a bunch of racing we got on for this whole weekend. And that was fireworks to kick off this weekend. But man, what a run to the end. Alpha rebounds to 9th. Burnett and your guy Rose 7th and 8th. David Dixon, Carl Young, hats off to those two. And Terry Bull, those 3. All of them we saw, the guys that usually qualify up here that usually don't fade off, but those guys stuck in there all night. I mean, that 33 and 9 were given that 27 and some issues, so they definitely had some pace here. But man, what a finish, folks! As we get to your full finishing results of this race, I mean, wow, I don't even know what to say. That was insane. There coming to the line.
I did not think that Hauger was going to do something, but I saw, got held up a little bit by the 82 of LaFleur, and I was like, does Hauger have enough of a one? He didn't really have enough of a one, but he just sent it. I'm pretty sure that he didn't lift in turn 3, and really tried to make it sit right through in the middle. If that stuck, that would have been crazy, but not quite. Didn't want to wreck his teammate about did. Didn't want to wreck his team owner about did, but they didn't. And what a way to kick off this weekend here on all of it. And that was one heck of a race to kick off here on Friday for 4th of July weekend. What a race.
Yeah, I mean, that was phenomenal. I mean, I knew all I knew all what's it called, all week that this was going to be one of those races where we could see it be really good, or we might not get as much as we wanted. But once again, Kentucky, a great race, and that green flag run to the end was amazing. I mean, we saw lots of good guys run there, and we saw lots of battling. I mean, I don't know how Hubert or Wood split that 41 in the middle. That, or was it 33 and 9? I don't know who it was, but I forgot which two it was. I think it was a 33 and 9. I don't know how they did that. That was super close. And overall, I mean, a flawless race. I don't know how the schedule might look next season. I'm not sure if Kentucky will still have the 4th of July weekend slot, but I mean, once again, second year in a row, a very great race. This race was definitely better than last year. We saw the last year be the 38 and 45 Haynes versus on Jack. But this year, I mean, we saw a bunch of guys run up here at the front of this race. We saw Alfred. I mean, that's got to be rubbing salt in the wound. I mean, this is another race this season where Alfred has very fast speed to start off the race and runs into an issue. And I mean, you just got to wonder here. I mean, we've been saying it for so many weeks here. When do you invest in that mechanical part of the side of the garage? And I don't think Abel or that Racing Motorsports team did it once again here another week, and it cost one of their drivers because the 42 of Alfred. I mean, we saw it at Portland. Started off that race, got the lead. Start every time. I don't know if it's just an Alfred thing, but if you win the pole and you got Avery Alfred on your outside, you might as well just be prepared to be fighting for second after the first lap because he just always gets the lead. He gets great launches on the start of the race and always gets the lead, but every single time he has a mechanical issue or a tire goes down. So there's just got to be changes happening, I think, for some teams here when it comes to mechanical. Think this race, I mean, outside the wrecks, this was the best race we've had so far without mechanical issues that have taken anybody out. These are all from wrecks
Hmm.
here, so it really was only the 42 who had that issue. And it was a coolant leak, which, I mean, that's one of those, 95 degrees here tonight. We saw the weather. That's not an issue you want to have when it's nearly 100 degrees, likely on the racetrack on the asphalt. So it's going to be definitely something to note over the coming week. But after the kind of messy things we've seen the past couple weeks, this was a race of refreshment as we saw just great action all the way through. I mean, Benson Prodigy almost back-to-back top tens there, but look at the results. Does anybody stand out here to you, Nathan?
Oh boy. Well, shout out to Avery, like you said, with that coolant leak issue. The only bright side is that happened under caution, and he was able to still get a good one out of it. Had to drive through the field to get a top 10, so that was cool to see. Joseph Wood came third. I don't know where he came from. He was solid, but came third out of nowhere. That's great to see. Carl Young was strong all night. David Dixon was strong. How about Seth Ryan 12th? Uh, the 55 running well. So there was a lot of drives up front here tonight. And it started out with Avery Alfred and Caleb Bowles, and then it was Caleb Bowles and I think Carl Young,
Yeah, it
and
was.
then it turned into Alexander Lowe and Lonnie Howgood at the end, and that was a great race. Had a couple cautions early, and then we had a 45 lap point flag one to the end, and that was a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I know we're not sure if this deserves a 4th of July date. Well, I think it should,
Yeah.
because that was a classic finish there
Yeah.
with Howland and Lowe, and that was a fantastic way to kick off 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, for sure. And there's been rumors next season of the schedule expanding to 30 races, and the season I don't think it'll start earlier than it did this season. Next season it's could probably be the first or second week of January, depending on how everything goes. Regardless where everything lies, Kentucky it might be a few spots earlier just to be on 4th of July. I mean that was a great race, and dude from Bluegrass State. I mean there's no better way to kick it off, and overall, this race was it was just great. And then, that's 83-7. We might be seeing a trilogy here between those two. We saw it at New Smyrna, closest finish in series history. We see here at Kentucky, nearly another. I thought it was about to be a 3-wide photo finish, and now, we got what 4 more races after this one. We might be finally seeing the end of this trilogy. We might be seeing a trilogy here between this 83 and 7 because they've been going at it quite a bit, but. Thank you, Nathan, for joining me in the booth here this weekend here for Kentucky Motor Speedway. Don't want to hold anybody up anymore. We know we got your series up next, Krispy Kreme National Series, which will be at Chicagoland. I'll be in that race actually. I guess I should teleport over to Chicago, but um, thank you for joining me in the booth. And we'll see how next week goes at Kansas. We might have another person in the booth with Isaac Nichols joining us in the booth potentially next week. So we might have a 3-person booth, Nathan. But there's no better time to join the booth than the chase here, where just the stakes are raised higher.
Absolutely, it's gonna be a heck of a lot of fun. And you mentioned the trilogy possibly. We gotta see how it all goes down. We still got Kansas, Bold America, Northwest Pro, Phoenix, and Homestead. And I could see honestly 3 to 4 of those racetracks having a full finish. So it's definitely gonna be a very fun stretch to end the season, and looking forward to it. And yeah, you gotta fly. You gotta fly from Kentucky down to Florida. For
Oh yeah,
Homestead for the
Homestead,
regular season
Miami, my
finale.
home race. What am I saying? That's not Chicago. It's my home race.
Yeah. You gotta get to Homestead for the regular season finale for the Krispy Kreme series. But thanks for having me. One of my home racetracks, and that was one heck of a race here to kick off the weekend. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and thank you all for watching in our Truck Night America Live here from Kentucky Motor Speedway, folks. We'll see you all from Kansas Speedway next weekend for the BetMGM 200. I think it will be at Kansas before. We have Road America, which is going to be a very fun race, our best road course on the season. But we'll talk further next week. Thank you all for joining us. This is Charlie Davenport and Nathan Stapleton signing off here from in our Truck Night America. See you all next week.